Hello, this is Miss Schuler under Shaketi Ed today, and I'm talking about servant leadership. And this is like the way that Miss Schuler helps people. I do leadership as a servant. And people would look at the word servant and think, oh my God, Miss Schuler, that is such a negative word. Servant? Are you kidding me? Like, a servant is basically an act of service. So a servant is a person who performs duties for others, especially a person employed in the house on domestic duties or as a personal attendant. So I do it as a personal attendant. And it's not to say that these people are dumb, that they are silly, that they are stupid. It's just that some people are better at service, and service can be something that is very gratifying because Miss Schuler likes to say, well, how can I say sanitize? Because some people are very unsanitary. So I prefer to do servant leadership because I like things that are sanitary. I do not need anything that's unsanitized. So I will be talking about that today. I'm trying to talk my way through this, so you do not get off of here. I don't have any great jokes to tell or anything. I am trying to get ready for the show, and I hit the button just a little bit too early on the podcast. So that is what we are talking about today, servant leadership. I have to also put in, now I'm going to put in the hashtags on my show. I know you cannot see what I'm doing. I'm on YouTube getting everything ready. And it's something that I decided as a child because I wanted to be a part of everything that I was trying to create. So I decided this when I was a young person because I wanted to be a part of everything that I wanted to create. I wasn't very clean though. Like people would think, oh my God, servant leadership, that means that she cleans up and does domestic duties. No, I was not good at domestic duties. I didn't have to have them because I had a grandmother that would do it for me. Hello, it's Shantae under Shaketi Ed. It's Miss Shantae under Shaketi Ed, and we are here to talk about servant leadership. So as I said before, this is something that I chose to do when I was a child, and it's actually a part of my duty of being a queen. So people helped me, and they also chose to serve with my servant leadership as well. So some companies that I helped were Apple. Another company that I have helped was Amazon. Another company that I have was Apple, Amazon, and Google. And I don't think I had too much to do with the other company. What was the one before Google? AOL. I don't know if I helped with AOL or not. And it could have been AOL for real before Google. I think I could have helped with AOL too. So anyway, anything with the internet, Wi-Fi, whatever. So it's like these people actually sat in front of me and was like, yes, we can do this for you. We can try as much as we can to do this for you. So you have Wi-Fi, you have a computer, you have the internet. This is all because I thought of how we can serve people. So servant leadership is, like I said, it's a person who performs duties for others, especially a person employed in the house on domestic duties or a personal attendant. And I'm just not a domestic type person. Now I am. When I was younger, when I made this decision to be a servant leader, I wasn't domestic at all. So the first part of being a servant leader is listening. So you have to listen. You have to actually listen and see what is going on. Now, some people will just listen and they won't see anything. You have to listen and watch. That's the part that they're not putting on here. Listen and watch. So you have to listen and watch. You have to be there to see the actions of what's going on. If you don't see what's going on, you won't be able to understand it. You won't give good help. So that's the other part. You have to give help and support. So as a servant leader, I give help and support. And I also go back and work for any other companies that I help. Or if somebody creates something, I help them create it. I use their creation too. I advertise their creation. I tell them how great the creation is because it's on a level of perfection. It's on a level of something that we need. Such as Edmodo. Edmodo, I did not come up with his idea. I just helped him a little bit. Such as Sauce on the Side. I just helped him a little bit. I am the person that told them that they can use the European cards. I think I had them in my backpack, and I gave it to one of them to say you can use the European cards to put on the put at the tables to take out the orders. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like that's what it is. Servant leadership. So it's like I always listen to what they saying, and I watch and I see what the person might need, and then I make a decision based on that. So the person might think that they had a standstill, or that maybe they didn't come up with this on their own. They had to because I didn't create it. I'm not good at programming. I can program, but I'm not good at programming. I don't always have money, so any of my restaurant ideas, any of my app ideas, they've been stolen or taken. You see what I'm saying? And these people, they did not steal or take. I offered them the information. So some of these people, I offer the information, and they are successful. And they are blessed. And that is why I go back and be like, okay, I work for you. And it's like they are always like good people that deserved what they got. So you have to listen. And you have to watch. Listen and watch. Because this just says listen. Listen and watch. You have to have empathy. So this is what keeps me, like, where people are always like thinking that I want to be involved or I want to take something from or anything like that. It's like, no, I don't. I want that person to be successful, and if I help with the success, that is okay. You see what I'm saying? It's not mine. Sauce on the Side is not mine. We all were at a place, I think we're like at a restaurant, and me and my son were like, the sauce is always nasty on the inside. Like, can you leave the sauce out? Because it's gross. So the guy and I were talking to him, he was like, yeah, like the sauce has to be on the side, because like in California, the calzone is on the side, the sauce is on the side. And so that was part of what happened, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, even with the Edmodo guy, I didn't program Edmodo. He was just thinking about what does the front of it have to look like. I was like, just make it look like Facebook. And he did, and it's like, it is dope. It is dope. I didn't get to use it until my son was like 5 or 6 years old, because it's a learning management system. So empathy. I don't want Edmodo. I have designs of my own where I want to create something for myself. So I have apps. I had apps and ideas I want to create for myself. But remember, Power School stole the app idea for me to like do the stuff for the school. So it's like they stole everything. So it's like, okay, you stole it. So now what? You understand? This wasn't something I was giving to them. I was making them an app myself. They stole the idea from me and then tried to give it to Dallas DISD. So it's like I have empathy for the companies. Like I want to work for you. I want to use your product, everything. But I'm not trying to take it. You see what I'm saying? So being empathetic, for me, that's what that means to me. Or empathy also is like I can look at you and see that you have a need and then I can help you, right? I don't have to have sympathy for you and take over. So that's it. Healing. When you in that situation, you always want to think about healing. If you help people that are sick, people that when you get sick, people will help you. It's like out of control when people think that they won't be in the same situation. I'll never be weak. I'll never be this. Miss Wood, she is in jail. This woman is in jail because of how she treated somebody else. Like she was mean to so many people, and she is in jail. Like you would think me being homeless would be worse. They tried to murder Miss Shula. So it's like if they tried to hurt me like that, then it's like, if they're in jail, you see what I'm saying? Like in jail, it's better than them trying to be out here. And so I'm still living a better life than most people when they got money. And some people stole money. They stole the apps. I still live a better life than most of those people do. I still have more enjoyment in life than they do. That's why I have some people following me trying to see why I'm drinking this type of coffee, or why I'm going to this different place, or why do I hurt. And it's like because I just still have a better life than they do. I still, even though I'm not close to people, I still see good people every day. So it's like that is the thing. It's like it is all a part of healing. Okay? Awareness. You got to be aware of what's around them, and you got to be aware of how you can help them get to a place that they need to be. And in servant leadership, it's always a good payoff. It is always a good payoff. Even though now Miss Shula is being followed by some crazy person that won't let me enjoy the payoffs. But when I get a chance to see the success of the companies that I have helped, it is just a wonderful payoff. It is something where you can write it in the history books, honey. In the history books. I'm going to make history. They thought they were going to take my history. They won't. They won't. They won't. Persuasion. Like, you have to have persuasion. And if you are very excited and involved in it, that's what you want to be behind. So you don't have to persuade anybody. We are people that do persuade, but we persuade in a positive way. You understand what I'm saying? It's like you don't want to sway people in a negative way. You want to persuade them in a positive way. You want to persuade them in a way that's going to make them feel good about what they're doing. And so you have to feel good about what they're doing. If you don't feel good about what they're doing, don't do it. I had a guy come to the restaurant and he's saying he is a politician. But he started saying that it was a difference in black and white people in different places and different areas. And for me, that means that person has not traveled enough. So therefore, Miss Shula cannot back that up because that person will sway people, persuade them in an incorrect way for me. You see, I'm not telling him not to be a politician. I'm telling him that he has to be a politician that is open and fair. So that is the problem. So it's like I can't work for this guy. I can't help this guy because he already has an attitude as far as like how he wants it to be. If this person is just stuck in his mindset and they won't open themselves up, can't do it. But if the person is open and they're just trying to bring it back to a detail, I can do it. Conceptualism. You got to be able to conceptualize or visualize what it is. Like, when I went to Got a Sauce on the Side, I had those European cards in my backpack, and it's like, oh, but you can use this as a table, as a table thing. And I'm telling you, he has a nerve right now. Foresight, you got to have vision, okay? The only way you have vision is if you travel and meet different people and do different things. That's the only way that you will have vision. I'm sorry. It's like that's the only way. You also have to, and if you can't travel, you got to read books. You got to read books about people in different situations. I'm saying one book I read was like not Dear White People. I Hate White People or something like that. And it's like by an Asian guy. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to read books by different people, cultures, personalities. You can read books by Indian women. You can read books by, I'm saying do something totally opposite of you, by British or Malaysian or whoever. Like, it's like you have to actually involve yourself in different people's lives and different people's stories. You have to go back and read the Diary of Anne Frank or whatever. You have to read, you have to indulge in different people, period. Like out here, we don't have a Chinatown. It would be lovely to have a Chinatown. So when I go somewhere else, that's the first place I go to is Chinatown. It's because I never get to go to Chinatown. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you have to just find your thing, your niche, your whatever, and see how it is for other people to live. Pinterest is a good way. You can block it off. You could change what it is. I love Moroccan. So I had to look it up, and it's like, well, Moroccan has colors of gold and like all these bright pinks and whatever, so it's like you have to be able to conceptualize what it is you're going to give to people. You see? And even as a graphic designer, Miss Shula has to do that all the time. So like, say for instance, somebody wants to use steampunk. They want to use steampunk, different types of steampunk glasses, different type of steampunk paraphernalia. You know what I'm saying? So what writing will I use? I might use typewriter writing because it's about steampunk. Everything is brown. I can use like a lot of paper bags and different things, a lot of boxes. So it's just like you have to be able to conceptualize what you are giving to that person. What is their idea? What is their theme? Is this going to be an upscale level, or are we going to bring this level down? Is this going to be playful? Is it not? So it's like you have to have that in your mind. But I know we're on Foresight, so you got to be able to see forward, to see, okay, how would this broaden itself? And the best thing about Sauce on the Side is that I found out is that they were able to franchise. That is a lot of dollars and cents, you see. So one person just told me about this. Like, if McDonald's was to, if the corporate office of McDonald's was to shut down, they would still make money off their franchises. That's the same thing with this store. If the corporate office shuts down, he could still make all the products and send it out for the franchises. So it's always money still to be made. When you franchise, that's like, what? If you don't make dollars, you don't make sense. Okay, stewardship. Stewardship, let's look it up. I want to be sure I talk to you about this correctly. Miss Shula has to look up stewardship. What is the definition? What is the definition? The job of supervising or taking care of something, such as an organization or property. So it's a job of supervising. So you guys see, when you are a servant leader, it does not mean you always kissing somebody's ass or anything like that. They are actually, you just actually involving yourself in what you are creating, okay? Or what they are creating. And that's it. And you giving ideas and pushing it forward. And at the same time, you are giving them your culture, your positive culture, your innovative culture, all these different things, your helpful culture, your open culture. Because if you are giving somebody something and they want to stop everything that happens, it won't happen, because they'll kill you. They'll kill the whole company. They'll kill it dead. Okay? And that's just an example. It's like, I'm not saying they'll hurt you for real, but they'll just stop the creation in the company. Okay? It'll stop the blood flow. So if you are a servant leader, you are really positive. You always like giving out that positivity. You giving out the lights to the world. Commitment to growth of people. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's the stewardship. While you are supervising, you are teaching them how to be more open and involved and really great with people. One company that I did not help, but I learned this from too, and they showed me a lot, was Central Market, HEB Central Market. They do this. It is the truth. Like, while they are being a servant leader, they are actually teaching you how to be positive and open and giving you a way to become your own manager. So they don't manage you, you are your, like, it's like every person in there is a manager. Every person in there can make an important decision for you, which is like, can I give you this product to walk out the door with it and try? And it's a grocery store, so they have all these like different types of food, and they are always so positive about it, even with each other. So even with the coworkers, they treat every coworker as if the coworker is a customer. So every part of the store in HEB Central Market, they treat their coworkers as customers. They treat the customers as customers. It's like they are basically running their own part of the business within the section of the store that they're working in. And that's very important, because it's a huge store. The store is like a map. So in the front of the store, and it's well designed, so in the front of the store, it's like the vegetables is cold, and you go to the freezer, which is cold, and then you go to the wine, which is semi-cold, and you go to the products, which are almost cold, and you go to all the boxed products, and then you go around and you go into the refrigerated section. The refrigerated section goes into another little refrigerated section, but it's not cold. It's actually heated or whatever it needs to be for the weather. And then you go into the bread section, and then you go to the desserts, and then the cheeses, and then the olives, and then the hot food. So the cold stuff is all the way on the right side of the store, and in between there is the registers, and then the hot stuff that needs to be cooked is all the way on the left side of the store. So it's like, it's very well planned out. So you have to become your own manager in the store, because we can't really communicate that way. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's like everybody has to be present and positive in there. And we all have to tell each other what we have in every section. And so I was a cashier, so I got to know what was in every section. And I was like the front of the house manager. So I then got to put back the products and go meet the people, and they give me samples, and they talk to me and teach me how to eat the food and different things like that. So that is the perfect example of stewardship and commitment to the growth of the people, because HEB Central Market, they had it throughout the whole store. You can also get free cooking classes. You get $50 once a month for a cooking class, and they also have a huge library of like books about food and where they come from, and different books about how you can prepare other foods, and what I'm talking about, like recipe book after recipe book. So that is like the best servant leader that I have ever learned from was HEB Central Market. The next one is building community. You always want to make sure that these people know how to get back into the community. Like, I heard I'm homeless, so I always get a job where I can actually help homeless people. Every job I have, when I was at DTLR, I use my discount to get them shirts and stuff. If I see them for like $2, I get them for boots. Get boots for $10. Like, I use my discount and I get them those shoes. You see, so it's like every job I get, I always want them to have better, because people think homeless people are just dirty, dumb, and all this stuff, and they not. Some of them are brilliant too. Some homeless people are actually geniuses too, and they have to run away from their families and all these different things too. So that does not mean that they don't deserve the best. Some homeless people have mental health problems. That does not mean that they don't deserve the best. Everybody does not need to be eating out of a trash can because they're homeless. Everybody doesn't have to be dirty and stinky because they're homeless. So that's a myth that a lot of people have, because a lot of people that are homeless have good clothes. They also have a good place to stay and lay their heads sometimes. Some people that are homeless have good people that come help them with their medicines and all that different stuff. And I've helped with homeless people in St. Louis since I was in college. So Miss Shula knows a lot about the area. So it's like you always want to be in a place where you yourself are teaching that person how to build community. Because a servant leader is still a teacher. A servant leader is still educating people on how to be good to the world. Okay? So that is it. Miss Shantae Shula gave you a hard show to think about all your feelings. And how you can help take care of people and help lead them to be better people. Because that's what we need from you guys today. A lot of people they have wars and trauma and abuse and all these different things, and it's better for you guys now to stand up for the world and be good people and teach other people how to be good people. And I know you can, because you taught me too. You taught Miss Shula. You taught Miss Shantae how to be a good person too. I learned a lot from you. I grew up with kids, So anyway, that is it. That's it. That is Shaketi Air for today. Please have a great day, and remember to always be a good servant leader. Have a good day.